Hello, this is Tommy T with Elegant SMP. This video is for people that are bald and want to get SMP and they're wondering what the next steps are. Our goal here at Elegant SMP is to make sure that the people that come to us and see our content are more informed so they make better decisions for their hair loss situation. So I would like to kindly ask for you to take a moment to like this video, to comment. It will help us a lot to really let people know out there that there is a hair loss solution for them if they are bald. So without further ado, let's get started with the first slide. So what you need to know, how you should prepare yourself to getting an SMP treatment. We're going to talk about all of these things: hairline design, choosing the right artist, pricing. I think a lot of people only factor that in when they're making that decision to get SMP, which is not a good idea. Managing expectations. There are limitations to SMP, and we'll talk about that as well. Product recommendation. There are products out there that are made specifically for SMP, and it can be a little bit more on the expensive side. Um, for this video, we'll recommend to you more affordable options that works just fine. I've had this thing for more than 4 years and it looks great on me and I love it and I maintain it with these products. And at the end here, I'll have some final words. I'll have my 2 cents that will help you make the decision on getting the right person and making a decision to get the best results possible for your SMP treatment. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the hairline design. You have a couple options. You want to either have it straight, which is a lot more youthful. If you're younger, you can go with a straighter option. However, if you're a little bit on the older side, approaching your mid 30s, 40s and above, you want to go with something a little bit more receding. If you come here, you're like 65 years old and you want a 20-year-old hairline, I'm going to have to tell you, bro, you might have to check yourself. The thing is, we want it to be age appropriate. Okay, you don't want it to be conspicuous. You want it to be natural looking. That's what we're all about here at Elegant SMP. The main recommendation that we let people know, especially our clients coming into the first session, is to start conservatively. You can always add more later on. You can always drop the hairline a little bit later on. You can add more density later on. But if you start with a little bit too much impressions, too much pigment, it's going to be hard for you to reverse that without it getting lasered off. And that is a painful procedure. It's expensive. And on top of that, it's going to take a lot of time to heal in between. How dark do you want your treatment? A lot of experienced SMP artists will be able to match your hair follicles. If you come to us, we want you to have a say in it. If you want it to be dark, we'll let you know, yeah, we can go dark, but also at the same time, our goal is to make sure that it looks natural. Okay. What finish do you want? There's a few types. There's the defined edge up or hard edge. It's very popular with darker skinned people or people um, in the urban culture. There's the dusty hairline. It's elements of breaking it out around the hairline and also your temples. It makes it very hard to see where the hairline starts and stop. And also the faded hairline, which is our favorite here at Elegant SMP. It's a very natural look and it requires technique. It requires multiple sessions, multiple shades, multiple impression size and needle size in order to accomplish this. Okay. And the next thing is scar drop. Honestly, I think this is very attractive on men. And if you want a scar in front, a couple scars in the back, you can get that. I think it looks really cool. It looks really dope. It's definitely an option that you can add onto your SMP. Just make sure you talk to your SMP artist, and they'll get you straightened out. And the last thing I want to talk about hairline design is the pattern. I don't think a lot of people talk about this, but there is, a structured pattern where it's just, four dots around in the box and one dot in the middle of that box, and they do that all around your head. We here at Elegant SMP, the way that I see it is that hair follicles are very randomized. When you look at a person who shave their hair down, and I know that this is very small video picture of my talking head here, and it's hard for you to see. It's randomized. It's all over the place. So we do have a pattern, but we randomize it. So we're trying to attain that natural looking shaved look. All right, next one. So now that you know what you want, it's time to choose your artist. And I need to say this, not all dot artists are the same. Okay. When you are doing your research, make sure you check the artist's portfolio, their credentials. Zoom in photos is really, really important. And I talk about this a lot on our channel, um, and also close up video shots. There's a lot of things that you can hide in still photos. Getting close up video shots in good lighting is going to give you a really good idea of what their SMP could look like. And also getting healed results is very, very important as well, because a lot of fresh SMP looks great, but how are they going to heal down the line? Is it going to be consistent all over? Okay. And when you're going through this process, make sure you use a lot of scrutiny. Be mindful that there are edits and enhancement to photos sometimes. That's unfortunate, and that's just the world that we live in. Some SMP artists, they do their work, they're not satisfied, they might use a sharpening tool over it. So be mindful of that. So you want to choose an artist that are able to produce the style of SMP that you're looking for. So if you're looking for something a little bit more on the edge up side, honestly, I'll recommend you somewhere else, because here at Elegant SMP, our favorite technique is the faded, the elegant, the faded hairline, the elegant fade. So even if you do want an edge up, I'll kind of talk you. I'll let you know, hey, I love doing edge up to you, but I want to create an element of fade to it. Okay, and their style is great, but again, our specialty here is the elegant fade. So when you are ready, book a consultation with the artist in question, and make sure you ask a lot of questions, because this is your time to get all your questions answered. This is the time for you to fill out the artist, okay, to see if they are the right person for you. And you want to ask hard and tough questions. Questions such as how many sessions this is going to take, what needle sizes they're going to use, what product you're using, what kind of impression size you're going to use at different places on your head, how many shades will they be using, what shade are they going to start with, what technique will they be using. Are they just randomly placing dots, or do they have a strategy in place for your whole head? So these are really important questions that you need to ask, and I implore you to come in with at least 50 questions, okay, during that consultation. And finally, on this is, don't limit your options to just pricing and location. Okay, this treatment is going to last you for many years. You want to get this done the right time. You want to get this done right the first time around, so you can avoid getting it lasered, avoid getting a potential botch jobs. And I'll show you some slides here of some standard SMP and the work that we do here at Elegant SMP. First one, which one would you prefer? This or that? This is standard. However, this is kind of leaning on the side of bot shop. You can see that it's a little bit too much density in some spot, and others it's not consistent at all. Excuse me. Here at Elegant SMP, we make it soft around the hairline and we make it look very consistent. Let's see another one. As you can see, that's your standard SMP. This is Elegant SMP. Here's a standard SMP straight youthful hairline. This is Elegant SMP with the dusty hairline and that fading element to it. And here's a standard SMP straight on the side and straight where the hairline is. With us at Elegant SMP, we fade that at the hairline and we give it a little softness on the side. So the pricing of SMP. I want you to think of this as an investment. Going cheap is not a good option. And on the flip side of that, going to a top artist won't guarantee that you'll be satisfied with the results. Some artists can charge as much as $1,500 an hour and even more. And I've had clients come to me where they've gone to another artist that are considered to be top artists, but they were not happy with the results. Okay. So then it goes back to you doing your research, you getting those close-up photos, you getting those close-up videos and healed results, and just going through the gallery, their portfolio with a lot of scrutiny to make sure this is what you want. Just because, someone is a top artist, their style might not match what you are looking for. Okay, so take your time with it. However, if you want to go on the cheaper alternative, there are ways to go about that. You can become a model for training. You can reach out to the academy on who you respect and who you like. The only downfall with that is that you'll have a bunch of people that are brand new to doing SMP and they're training. They might make a mistake here and there, but that's a risk that you're just going to have to assess, right? The next thing that you can do if you want to go down the route of the cheaper pricing is maybe a new budding artist. I used to be one myself, and it was just one of those conversations I would have with my clients when I was brand new. Like, look, I train here. This is my credentials. This is my certification. This is the amount of practice that I've done on melon, on skin, on so and so. Trust me, right? And if you feel that you can trust this person, especially when you come equipped with all those questions during the consultation and you vibe them out and you trust them and your budget allows for it, then that's something that you're going to have to factor in if you're comfortable doing that. So on to the next few slides here. I'm just going to show you the standard pricing here at Elegant SMP. It's different for everybody, but if you want to get our pricing and very comprehensive brochure, head over to elegantsmp.com and you can download for exchange for your information. So these are for the guys here. Pause this video if you want to check it real quick. These are for the ladies here. Male pattern baldness and women pattern baldness, female pattern baldness happens a little bit differently and for men and women. So the next thing we're going to talk about here is managing expectations. Your hair is 3D. The pigments on your head is 2D. So very important to keep it short and tight or else you'll give away the secret. Okay. There's going to be that contrast there when your real hair follicles grow out a little bit. Make sure that you moisturize daily, at least twice a day if you can. This will only help with the longevity of your treatment and the vibrancy of your pigments. And of course, everyone's hair growth is a little bit different. So you want to make sure that you cut it often, every 2 to 4 days if you can. It's very minimal routine compared to the stuff out there, like minoxidil, finasteride, and stuff. And that's why I'm a huge, huge advocate of SMP because it's one of those things you get it and kind of forget about it, right? You have a few things that you got to do, clip it short every few days and moisturize it, in the morning and at night before you go to sleep. It's not that bad, right? All right, on to the next slide here. Recommended products. Just real quick, and if you want to get a comprehensive list, we have that on our website, elegantsmp.com. Resources, recommended products is constantly being updated. We're constantly trying new products. If you have any recommendation, put it in the comment below. We would love to try it. So for clippers, you want to start with at least a zero guard. My go-to is the Andes clippers. There's a wired version and there's a wireless version. If you can get the wireless version, it's awesome. Okay, it's the wired version is good too, but it's just you got to plug it in all the time. I love the Andes. That's what I've been using for more than 4 years. Moisturizer, there's a lot of brands out there. Just stick with something that doesn't have any harsh chemicals. Aveeno is something that I use. And again, you can get this product recommendation on our website. Shampoo, anything that is good for babies should be good for your SMP treatment. Okay. Again, recommended products. Sunblock, you want to get SPF 50 and above. And this is only going to help you maintain the vibrancy of your pigment because after some time it's going to fade. If you go out into the sun and you don't have any sunblock, it's going to fade even faster. So what I will say is that a lot of people make this as a catch line or a tagline that they can toss their hat away after they get SMP. But in all honesty, you're going to need to wear that hat just in case you got forgot the sunblock. So keep a hat in your car just in case. Okay. And the last thing I want to recommend for people to get is to get an anti-shine. What I personally use is the Zero Shine 2.0. This is going to help you with any and all lighting condition. Okay. In right now, this is very harsh lighting on my head, and I have an anti-shine on it, and it helps a lot. Can you imagine if I had no anti-shine? It'd just be straight, it's going to blind you, right? And it's only going to help you become more of a ninja with your treatment. So no matter what social event you're going, no matter what lighting condition environment you're going into, you will keep your SMP undetectable. Okay, on to our final slide. Um, for optimal results, make sure that you follow your pre and post care to the T. Okay. Your artist can do a fantastic job on you, but if you don't take care of your dome, you don't take care of your scalp, and you don't moisturize it and protect your investment, it's going to fade fast and it's going to look inconsistent after time. It's just going to look terrible. And these are some of the work that we have done so far. If you want to see more of our gallery, go to elegantsmp.com. Again, hopefully this video has helped you a lot. Please give us a like and a comment. If you have any further questions, please leave them in the comment below. We would love to respond to them and help you as much as we can. And best of luck to your SMP journey. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Until next time, peace.